Hey everyone, today we're talking about the layout, and this is going to be pretty quick. So basically there's three different directions you can go: front, back, or side. And so not a whole lot of options. It's just about being in a straight body position and generating lots of energy. So let's dive in and see what we got. So here's a front layout. The image A shows that it's an early block. The feet are in front of the center of mass. The image B shows an arch position. In the image A, the arms are straight out in front of the body. You are trying to throw the arms forwards, and then they will go sideward as the body goes into rotation. In image B, the arms are not really accurate, but it's kind of hard to draw arms directly out to the side of your body. In image B, you're seeing that there's an arch, and it's before vertical. And so when it comes to doing a layout, the earlier you do the arch, the more energy you're going to need, but there's also more you can sometimes do with it depending on what you're trying to achieve. So the whip tended to have a later arch, and the layout has usually an earlier arch. So just something to notice there. The layout is also going up, where you can see that the image B is much higher than the image A versus the whips. They were much more in line with one another. Okay, so here's the back layout. The back layout in the image A has the arch body position, and what I want you to see here is the term for the shape is different, but if you were to just draw a curved line in the back layout A and the front layout A, you basically have the same curved line going on. A has the center of mass behind the pivot point, so we know that the body's going to rise vertically. And then if you look at image B, it makes the dish shape and has the same curved line as basically that image B. So there's similarities going on here. The back layout has more of an importance of snapping early than the front layout does, because the earlier you snap a back layout, the more you can twist it. So it's important to understand that you need a back layout that snaps early if you want to be able to get more twisting in. Now, twisting wants to happen in a straight body position. It does not want to happen in a hollow. It doesn't want to happen in an arch. So twisting does not work in an arch position. So that's what makes front tumbling more difficult, is you have to be straighter if you want to twist, which requires more linear momentum. So there's the back layout, but let's go into the double layout, because this is kind of interesting. So in the double layout, you carry the arch all the way through, and if you look at from image G and H, the last two ones, that's when the hollow snap happens. So the hollowing action happens very late, versus here I'm showing it very early. So if you want to twist, you want an earlier hollow, and if you want a double layout, you're going to want a much later hollow. Now, if you look at the arch position starting from A, B, C, D, E, that is a full rotation. Then you go E, F, G, that's a half rotation. So you're really actually trying to rise through 1.5 rotations, and then the fall does the last half. What makes a double layout interesting is that the takeoff is very similar to a back layout positioning, where the feet and hip angle is relatively the same. In the image A, you would actually slam the upper body back and down into the floor much harder, as if you're trying to get the upper body out of the way of the lower body, but you're trying to stay low. You're not actually trying to rise up. You're trying to rise up over time. So as the body travels distance, you want it to rise so that it has more flip rotation time. And so you're going to see the double layout is actually going to travel a little bit more. And the error that people make in the double layout is they make the first flip happen all the way at the height of the flip, and then the second flip happens in the fall, and there's just not enough time or rotation to complete that usually. This is a Brani, and a Brani is, we saw this with the whips. It's no different. It's just going vertical. So you have a flipping arm and a twisting arm. You throw one arm forward to initiate the flip. You throw the other arm over the head to initiate the twist. You can see there's a bendiness that's happening in image B. Body straightens out and goes back to a hollow, or it can stay straight depending on the power and energy that a person has. You are trying to twist over vertical, so that's where the twist needs to happen, and it's pretty complicated. It's not a very easy thing. I don't want to say complicated, but there's a lot of subtleties that need to happen to make a Brani work well and travel vertically. This is the Arabian layout, and so from ABC, it's not accurate in the sense of the angle of takeoff, but I just want you to notice the arms, that in image A, the left arm is in front of the body, the right arm is in high, so the right arm is actually being thrown backwards, turning the body to the right. Both arms lift to high, and then the right arm drops to initiate the rotation, very similar to what we saw in the Brani, and the left arm would follow, initiating the rotation for forward rotation into image D. And then image D would rotate and then heel drive. The heel drive is a little early. You're probably going to heel drive a little bit later in Arabian layout, but just the idea of some shape changes happening. So that's it. That's the layout. And you can basically do a layout on pretty much every single surface. So have fun trying to figure out how to get athletes to perform layouts on all the different surfaces. If you have questions, like always, make sure you're talking to coaches and collaborating and sharing your insights, because the more you talk about layouts, the better you're going to get at coaching them.